All right, welcome back. Trackside, Churchill Downs. We are with Louisville legend Eric Crawford, sports journalist. Man, welcome to the show. Glad to have you.
Throw me up. Good to be here.
Man, that's a good intro. I feel good about that intro. You kind of shook it off, man, like a pitcher. You're like, I don't know.
Tough intro to live up to. Yeah.
You've already lived up to it. Come on.
Yeah, right.
All right, we're talking Derby horses. You said you like the favorites, and tell me why.
Well, I always look, if I see one that could run off, leave the others and be substantially better, then I feel like I need to pick that one. And I've seen it a couple times. I think American Pharaoh we thought could do that.
Sure.
And I really thought Always Dreaming, who was also trained by Todd Pletcher, could do that. Mm-hmm. Fierceness is another one who could do that. His second best race in his career is still plenty good enough to beat these horses. So then it just becomes a question of, does he get a good start? Does he get out of the gate good? Does he get where he wants to get? If he does all those things, I think he wins this race.
You also like Sierra Leone.
Well, and that would be great. That would be, what better could you have for the 150th Derby than having these two horses, one on the lead and flying, and the other one flying from behind.
Sierra Leone has a much different style.
Yeah.
Kind of way off the pace as a closer.
If you watch his front left hoof, and I even posted on Twitter yesterday some video really slowed down of him running on the track, it's a really quirky little motion. It's almost like he throws that hoof out there when he runs. It's different than most horses. It's a very interesting motion, but he's very effective, and he is, again, a really good horse and was really good in Bluegrass Stakes last time out.
Is there a horse that's on your radar that's not getting a lot of buzz that you like?
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of long shots because we all have the Rich Strike memory fresh in our minds.
Sure.
And we talked to Rich Strike, on our morning show, like, it was the last thing before we left the track. He got in. We went back to that. Let's talk to this guy. He wins the race. I'm thinking about Saffie Joseph way down here at the end of the barn. What happened to him here last year and the tragedy of the horses dying and getting suspended, not getting to run a really good horse, Lord Miles, in the Derby. And I'm like, this horse Catalytic, I wouldn't pick him to win. But in a Derby where anything can happen, he's one that I kind of look at and go, well, maybe he'd have a shot.
Yeah.
And the other one is Domestic Product, who's the last horse to beat Fierceness. Kind of like him as like a second stringer coming out of a strong barn.
Now, I know when you're out here, you're also looking for good stories because that's really what connects people to sports. Even if they're not a sports fan, you get a good story and they're connected. What are some of the good storylines for this Derby? There are a lot of them.
Yeah, I think everybody back here is falling in love with West Saratoga and those guys, Larry Demerit, his brother's an assistant, his assistant trainer, Dante is fun. Those guys are great. If they won the Derby, it would be a thrill if Wayne Lucas won the Derby.
Sure.
I mean, what kind of great storyline would that be? If either one of those happens, there'll be a lot of words to write.
Absolutely. We're actually going to talk to Larry Demerit a little bit later this morning. Excited about that.
Absolutely great guy, both those guys. And those are stories you're thrilled to write if you get to write them.
Yeah. Thank you for your time.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Always
Fun
good to
be
see
here.
you. Happy Derby. Happy Derby.
Thanks. Happy Derby. Yeah.
Yes, sir.